Riverside. Hello and welcome into the Sad Fan, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything that made you sad from last week. And there is a lot going on. Obviously, everyone has hope in the NFL right now, so there's not a lot that can make us sad unless you're a fan of a team that just continuously screws everything up, or if you're a fan of the Premier League, because we had 2 relegations this week. But let's start off in a happy spot. Wes, did you get the chance to watch the clip from Luka Doncic's post-game press conference yet?
I did. It was definitely some lonely journalist who opened up his laptop to probably write his story and completely forgot that the last thing he was watching was some good old P-Hub.
Yes, yeah, it was very interesting. In fact, if you were wondering what happened, we've got a little clip for you here. Here you goes.
We were open shot, so just started sharing the ball, and our energy was great.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. That guy was like shutting his laptop, and then he realized that it probably didn't stop, so he had to open it back up and just like press the power key for like 5 seconds. He's like,
Control-Alt-Delete! Control-Alt-Delete! Please! Control-Alt-Delete!
Just takes his laptop and breaks it over his knee.
Yeah. And then he's like, who was that? That was weird, right? Weird sound.
Yeah, that was weird.
Who
did that? Who's the perv?
I mean, and Luka's face throughout it all is just like exemplary. Like exactly and not even that. The look around like where
the best part is was it him? He said, I hope that's not live.
No, I don't think that was him. Because all I see is him in the clip put his head against the microphone.
Yeah,
but I love the distraction, like the looking around for what's going on. I mean, you think it's a reporter or a lonely journalist that's in that room, but gosh, could you imagine if it's someone else in like Oklahoma City, one of the side offices, just getting it while Luka's trying to have a press conference right now? Like the superstar, a top 5 player in the NBA right now, is trying to give his press conference after he just beat the number 1 seed for the 2nd time in a row, and all we hear is just animal noises in the background.
The owner's getting it on.
Maybe like you just couldn't wait. They're like, you know what? We just got to get to it. There's not going to be enough time when we get home. We got too much going on. There's a janitor's closet right there, but it's right by the press room.
Right.
Well, whoever it was, whatever you were doing, salute to you. You were slaying it, man or woman. All right. So outside of Luka Doncic having his press conference interrupted by that, what do we think about the Dallas Mavericks taking it to the 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
I'm not surprised. I mean, I said it before. I think Oklahoma City is a paper tiger.
Mm-hmm. And young. They're young, right? Lots of youth.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 seed doesn't mean crap for them.
I don't know if it means crap anymore at all after what the Heat did last year.
That's true.
Right? Just home court advantage, but at the same time, like, if you can't do anything with it, what does it matter? And when you've got a team that's, I mean, I think their average age is, 26? Maybe younger.
I mean, usually you're the 1 seed because you have the best record in the conference.
Yeah.
And people expect you to be able to win with the home field advantage. But
I mean, thank you. That's very obvious, but let's dig a little bit deeper. Like, seriously, over the last couple of years, does it matter? I don't know that it does, especially in the NBA where all it takes is one superstar to disrupt everything. And currently, the best superstar in the NBA is down 2-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves, or pardon me, your Minnesota Timberwolves, Wes. I almost said Jet. Wes. So it is weird. And also, the way Jokic looks doesn't look like what we've seen in the past, like 0.05% body fat Michael Jordan or Dwight Howard with being able to park a motorcycle on his traps. Like, this guy just looks like he rolled out of bed and was 7'1" and was like, I think I might be good at basketball.
Yeah. I mean, if I was 7'1", I'd try my hand at basketball too.
Give it a go. Make a couple million, even if you're bad.
Right.
I honestly think that right now you might be right about the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I was wrong. Like I didn't see much talent on that roster outside of Cat, Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert is not really good on offense. He's kind of a liability.
Yeah, it's the West is kind of a free for all. I mean, I think that
really.
I think the East is going to pan out.
I think the West is a what's the word I'm looking for here? It's just they're going to eat each other, right? It's going to be a battle to the death in the West, right?
I don't think so.
The East is very.
I think Minnesota cleans up. And you know what? Cavs are putting up a fight. Okay, they're not going down. They're going down swinging if they do go down.
I wish the words did not escape me when it came to the West, but essentially they're just going to destroy each other. That conference is going to eat each other. I think every team, to include the Dallas Mavericks, is good in that conference. The Nuggets are very good. The Timberwolves are very good. The Thunder can be very good. The Dallas Mavericks have two tried and true and tested superstars in Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. As much as I don't like Kyrie Irving, he's a good basketball player, right? And he hasn't done much to make me not like him as a
D-bag, but he's a good player.
Yeah, but he hasn't really played into it. Do you think he's just getting older and more mature?
I think at this point he just wants to avoid the spotlight and play basketball, which I guess is a sign of maturity. I don't know.
War of attrition is what I was going to say about the West.
Yeah.
A war of attrition in the West. Because all those teams are great.
You don't need to be so close to the mic. Back it up.
Are you sure? I mean, I feel like it's sexy. But when it comes to...
I think the Knicks would like an apology from you here.
Why?
They're up 2-1 on the Pacers. You said the Pacers were going to rout them.
You say the Thunder are a paper tiger, and I truly think the Knicks are a paper tiger. I do, and now they're completely injured with OG Anunoby. Ooh, pronounce it right this week. Take that, commenters. Anyway, and Brunson... I just think that team isn't as good as... I think they're just playing off of emotion at this point. I don't think they're actually that good.
They're wily. They're a wily bunch, okay?
Wily bunch. Does that win you a championship? Being wily?
Does. I don't know if they'll win. But I could see them coming out of the East.
You know what almost brought me over to their side, to the Knicks side of things, was Rick Carlisle and the Indiana Pacers organization filing 77 complaints against the referees. Like, at some point, stop calling. They're not going to answer. The girl is over you. Leave a message and move on. Voice box is full. Stop. Oh, who cares? 77 missed calls. Maybe, sure, but move on. Move on with life. Do you have to call them 77 times? Right? Throw in a Casey and JoJo CD, cry about it into your pillow, and go into the next game. 77 calls is ridiculous. You don't think so?
Wait, you said 77 complaints?
They submitted 77 complaints or called the league office 77 times about missed calls.
Jesus.
That's a bit excessive.
This is the first I'm hearing about that. Good Lord, that is a lot.
That's a lot, right? That's a lot. That's a bit much. At some point, after 10, maybe you're just whining a little bit, right?
Bad calls happen.
Yes.
But, save the complaints for the egregious ones. Where you're like, was that guy betting?
The ones that... Or save the calls for all the Christians that are going to complain about what happened at Luka Doncic's press conference. All right? Save it for that. All right? Oh, my God. Little Timmy heard a girl moaning into the microphone. NBC, how could you let this... Shut up. All right? Enough with the calls. We don't need 77 calls. Like you said, Wes, bad calls are going to happen.
Yeah. Save it for the really egregious ones where you're like, that guy shouldn't be working the NBA.
You ever have a lost love that you called 77 times until you filled up her voicemail box, Wes?
No, I have not.
You've never been that hard up where you just kept calling, why don't you answer? Why don't you listen to me anymore? I miss you. League office, why didn't you call this complaint? League office, why didn't you call this foul on Jalen Brunson? League office, seriously.
I'm not pathetic.
Thank you. That's what I'm going to do. It seems Pathetic. And sorry to all of you sad fans out there that did make those calls and fill up her inbox. I'm just saying 77 is a bit much. We don't need that many. At the end of the day, I'm looking at it probably looks like Minnesota is going to win this series against Denver, but Denver did go out there and put a beating on them in Minnesota. Do you think the tide will turn in this game and they'll go up 3-1, Wes?
Was that really a beating, though?
Yeah, it was a beating.
I don't think so.
So what do you think is going to happen in this next game then? Give me some content, Wes. We are a speaking avenue. What do you think is going to happen in this next game? Do you think
I think Minnesota's going to win the next one. I think they win 4-2. I think they go up 3-1, and then they win 4-2.
So you think it goes 1-1-1?
Yep.
All right. I think Denver has
Western
the heart of a
Amish
champion. I do think that Denver has the heart of a champion when it comes down to it. I know that is a cliche.
It's hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat, and they're not going to do it.
That team is stacked. I just don't. I think this goes 7. I really do. I don't see this ending before 7 games.
I don't think so. I don't think so, especially after Minnesota did that to them in Denver. Whew.
And do you think you get your prediction? Do you think Dallas also beats the Thunder?
Yes, I do. I think Dallas cleans the floor at Thunder. I think it's Minnesota, Dallas.
I think
in the Western Conference Finals.
Luka and Kyrie are just so much to deal with, man. Offensively, right? Like they're so talented offensively that if they can get it clicking, it's just going to be so hard to stop. And when we fade over to the East, I don't think the Cavaliers have a shot as much as you want them to, Wes.
Really? I think it's 50-50. I think it's a toss-up.
I think it's 80-20. I think there's an 80% chance that the
I don't know
Celtics
why you're
annihilate them.
Gargling the Celtics so much.
No, I just don't think the East is good. I think the East is awful. I think it's really, really, really bad. I don't think their 2 seed is good in the Knicks. I don't think Indiana's good. I don't think that Cleveland's good. I think the winner comes out of the West this year, for sure. I think the only team that can compete with the West this year would be the Celtics, and I think they'd be a 5 seed if they were in the West.
Those were some words that you said
with some letters in them.
Yeah, 5 seed in the West. Okay,
I do. I do. You got Denver. You got Minnesota.
So why don't you think the Cavs have a chance?
I don't think that the East is good. I mean, the Cavs would be in the play-in in the West. That's my thought. Okay? So I just don't think any of these teams are that scary, that terrifying.
There's a lot of basketball left to play, so I guess we'll see.
There is a lot of See, I hit you with one cliche, heart of a champion, and you're not to be outdone. You're like, there's a lot of basketball left to play. We're going to leave it up to the kids, the boys on the court. Okay, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of basketball left. But we could say, hey, that team doesn't look good. That conference doesn't look good. The Knicks are very injured. Tom Thibodeau likes to run his players into the ground. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, championships versus knee injuries. Knee injuries wins every single time when you play for a Tom Thibodeau coach team.
Tim Thibodeau?
Tom Thibodeau. Sorry.
Tim Thibodeau.
Let's move it on to hockey, where we've got, two Canadian teams left, and they're playing each other. Why do we keep doing this to the Canadians in the NHL, Wes?
That's the way that works. I mean, there's a structure, and they just happen to fall into it. I mean, if you don't want to do that, maybe one of them should be better, so they're number 1 seed.
So do you think we get a Canadian team in the NHL Finals this year?
No.
Again, no?
No.
How do you feel about Edmonton and Connor McDavid? Do you think he's ever going to get there?
I mean, Edmonton's good. I think they win the series over Vancouver, but I see them losing to Dallas or Colorado.
Whichever team comes out of that series where they're just destroying each other?
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't like Edmonton.
Because it's in Canada? Is that what's going on?
No. It's because they keep pissing me off every time they play the Kraken. So screw them.
I agree.
I hope they lose. Every time.
You don't think that that Connor McDavid is the best player in all of hockey? Because I do.
I think there's a case to be made.
For who?
You still got some goats around.
Matthew Tkachuk? in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Mike checks up there, man.
I think that it was nice to see, as we both hate Boston teams, and you're getting on my case about being
you
on
also
the Celtics.
still got Ovechkin playing. I mean, he's not the same guy he used to be, but
He's not up there with the best players in the league right now. I mean, it's okay to let it go, but we've got the Panthers beating the Bruins again, 6-2. They beat them 6-1 in the previous game. I mean, that is demoralizing, and I don't think Boston can get back
really
up from
is.
that. So
I
I
don't think so.
Florida's got a straight shot.
yeah, I do too. I think Florida's gonna win it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch them against New York, though. It really will. It will be very fun to watch that series. I truly hope that series goes 7 games. I'm with you in thinking Florida's probably the best team playing. They may not be ranked the highest, but they're fast. They've got a great goalie. They've got Bobrovsky or Bob. So it's just going to be fun to watch that series play out. And I think in goal, by the way, I think that man, it's going to be crazy to watch Dallas go in the Western Conference if Edmonton can't beat them. And I just don't know if I can agree to that. I mean, Connor McDavid denied 3 years in a row.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it ends up being Florida versus Edmonton, and the team from the South beats the team from the North in hockey.
I don't know. I know Canada's starving, man. Canada's starving because Toronto lets them down every year. Montreal hasn't been a thing since the 90s. I know
Toronto
they made
sucks.
the Stanley Cup a couple years ago. I know they did. Just lay off, okay? It was a joke. All right, but I think that hockey is probably the more exciting playoff that we got going on right now outside of versus the NBA. Pardon me. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, but back to your Canada thing. I mean, Winnipeg threw a stinker against Colorado, so
yeah, they can't do anything. Winnipeg, Toronto, Edmonton, and Vancouver are playing each other, and I think Edmonton's going to take that series.
Face it, Canada, we're better at hockey. I'm sorry.
They're like, wait 4 years, eh? We'll see what happens in the Olympics. That was a terrible Canadian accent.
I know. Well, we got like 2 years, so
yeah. So we'll see what happens. Well, let's fade over to the WNBA, and let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen when this season kicks off. Now, I'm a Las Vegas Aces fan, and I truly believe that we're about to have a three-peat, but we had a great marketing campaign just dropping with Asia Wilson. And Wes, do you want to tell the crowd the shirt she was wearing into the arena?
Of course, I have a shoe.com.
And everybody was rocking it.
With that
everybody was
on.
rocking it. Don Staley was rocking it. Kelsey Plum was rocking it. Everybody's supporting Asia Wilson because she is one of the more dominant stars in the WNBA right now. And of course, she has a shoe coming out, but it's not until 2025. How do we feel about an announcement a year early, Wes?
I feel like it's just all the press is gonna die by the time it comes out. I feel like the of course I have a shoe.com should lead to a release of the shoe.
Right? Or at least a picture of the shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have nothing right now.
Something, anything. Yeah, it just says A1 arriving 2025. Like
that's it. That's all we get. What do you think the engineers at Boeing would come up with? Please tell me it's not something that the laces would haul out of in midair.
That was dumb. It would be fly, okay? It would be fly.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Good job, company man. I apologize. I shouldn't have done that to you. You did.
It would be fly.
You did a great job in your retort right away. You didn't let me have an inch there. You immediately heard what I said, digested it, and hit me with a "that was dumb." I'm no commenting you right now on our show. I'm going to hit you with the no comment. That was dumb. And then the stare that says, how dare you put me in this position? Did you not know
Did you not hear what I said?
Killing people?
Oh, yeah. Did you not hear what I said, though? Did you not hear the pun?
No.
They would be fly.
There we go. Well, I do think the Aces are about to...
When's Caitlin's shoe going to drop?
I think it's before the season starts. I do. It has to. Because right now, I mean, all we have is Breanna Stewart, Deladon, Sabrina Ionesco,
I
and I think
mean,
that's it.
I
Am I
feel
right?
like you
Is that
have
it?
to release it like soon to really take advantage. I mean, because
Yeah.
like she's on top of the world right now. Like, what if she just has like a sleeper of a season? I
Gosh,
mean,
that
like,
would
what if
be.
it's just yeah?
It would be terrible. I'm with you, and I think now is the
You got to
time.
strike while the iron's hot.
But last week, Peyton Pritchard had some comments about Sabrina Ionesco's shoe. Now, Wes, do you know where Peyton Pritchard went to college?
Oregon,
Yeah, with Sabrina Ionesco. He was their best
yeah,
player for a while, right?
he
Peyton
was.
Pritchard. And he wears Sabrina Ionesco's shoe, and he was asked about it last week at a press conference, and he said literally, honestly, I wear it because it's the best shoe out there. It's the most comfortable shoe.
I heard that.
Yes, yeah. And he goes, yes, of course, we went to college together at Oregon, but that has nothing to do with it. I want to support her, but it has everything to do with this being the best basketball shoe on the market right now. And what are your thoughts on that?
So I personally have never worn a Sabrina one, but I mean, if a basketball player's saying it, then I believe him. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of personal preference, but I think that speaks to the quality of the shoe.
I mean, your
And also, they look dope.
yeah,
They
yeah.
look
Our
dope.
co-host swears by him, right?
Yeah.
Chelsea swears by him. We miss you, Chelsea. But she bought them day one, and they were dope. They look good.
Yeah.
I think it's
So go
important.
buy the Sabrina ones.
Yeah, there you go. There, Oregon. There you go. I think it's important, and I'm glad
Oregon doesn't get any money from the Sabrina ones. It's all Sabrina and Nike, bro.
It
Chill.
is. It is, but it's you're just promoting that Oregon shoe. I mean, could you imagine if what is it, Bol had worked out and gotten a shoe? You'd be rocking around. You'd be walking around the Bols. That would be your race shoe.
He flamed out, man.
Yeah. What happened to Bol? Like what is going on with Bol? Does he even exist anymore?
Oh, he's on the Suns. He's a backup on the Suns.
Oh, so he's at home. Now,
Yeah,
when
he's at home.
when it comes to the NFL, we don't have very much to say here, but I think that it's been exciting to see teams releasing videos from training camp. And let's just talk about something for a second. The Las Vegas Raiders very clearly don't have a quarterback. And we just had someone get roasted over the weekend.
I
Who was
mean,
a part owner in the Raiders. And am I starting to believe that Tom Brady's going to come back and play quarterback for the Raiders if they even have a shot at the playoffs?
no chance, bro. He's
No
retired.
chance?
No chance. Dude, he's 45 now. He's retired. He's not doing it.
Did you see the shape he was in at the roast? That man has
Yeah.
had more plastic surgery than a Playboy Playmate in 1999.
Dude,
Like,
you guys got Gardner Minshew. He's the coolest quarterback in the league today, bro. Just accept it.
is he? Even though Max
He is.
Crosby, the whole game against Indianapolis, called him a little ass boy?
Dude, and you also got Aiden O'Connell, okay? Like,
Favre?
yeah. Like,
Officer
you guys
Favre.
literally have the two coolest mustaches in the league. Why are you complaining?
Because I think that there's a solid chance that Tom Brady does, in fact, come back and play for the Raiders at this point in time. Because I think he misses it, man. I really do. I think he can't help himself.
So, here's what I think. I think everyone else on the Raiders should grow out their mustache and just style it. Everyone should just style it crazy. And that way when they show up to a game, it's the Oakland mustaches. Or, sorry, the Las Vegas mustaches.
You really don't want to give me any leeway into this topic, do you? You don't want to discuss Tom Brady coming back and playing for the Raiders.
He's not coming back, dude.
Because
If he starts growing a mustache, then maybe he might come back. But he's not.
Do I have to cheer for him if he comes back and plays for the Raiders?
Yes, you
Is
do.
that
You
the
have to
rule
gargle
there?
his knob. You have to be a fanboy.
I
But he's
have
not
to be
coming back.
A fanboy if he comes back. I mean, I am terrified of that prospect because this is a quarterback I have literally respected but hated his entire career. And
I mean, you also have to be a fan of Tom Brady if he becomes a minority owner.
he is a minority owner.
I thought that was in the works. I thought it wasn't
No,
finalized.
he's a minority owner of the Raiders already.
There you go. You have to be a fan.
I don't.
He owns
I don't
your
know.
team. He's
I don't-
best friends with your boy.
Is he?
Mark Davis.
Is
Yeah.
he best friends with Mark Davis at this point?
Yeah.
Or is he just trying to get his foot in the door to ownership like every other previous player would be trying to do right now? Aaron Rodgers asked for ownership stake when he got signed by the Jets. Caleb Williams, though never doing anything ever in college
That was
except for
dumb.
throwing the
That was
ball
dumb.
well, like I don't think he won a single championship or playoff game. Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't. Well, he was at USC, one of the best schools in college football. But we all forget that and say, but he's going to be great. Okay, we'll see.
So
And
if
he
Aaron
has
Rodgers wants to be part ownership, he should just buy into the Green Bay share plan.
Good point. Good point. Because the whole city owns that team, right?
Yeah.
Now, you brought it to Aaron Rodgers. Do you think he has a comeback season this year? Do you think there's a shot that he could be half the quarterback he was in Green Bay?
No.
That was
No.
a lot
Just
of meat
sit
on
them
that
up.
bone.
No.
Thank you for giving me so much to talk about when it comes to that topic. I truly
I
appreciate
mean,
it.
I think it's pretty obvious why. Okay? He tore his freaking Achilles at 40 years old. Dude's done.
It is incredibly
He's washed
hard.
up, garbage. Nobody wants to hear his opinions.
That's true.
That's it.
That part is true. None of us want to watch him at a press conference any longer. That part is very true.
He's an
all
idiot
tired
and
of-
a crap quarterback now, so...
I don't know if he's a crap quarterback, Wes. I don't know if that's a true statement.
Really? Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But stop hitting me with the we'll see. Give me some evidence. Stop
The
saying we'll
Jets,
see.
the
Talk
Jets
to me
should have
about why
kept
you think
Zach
he's a crap
Wilson.
quarterback.
The
Why is
Jets
he-
should have kept Zach Wilson. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now he's with your boy Bo Nix, okay? And he's about to beat him out for the starting job over in Denver.
Not a chance, you dumbass.
All right, and on that note, we appreciate you joining us each and every week. Please tune in
You're
next week
delusional,
for
bro.
our thoughts on the schedule reveal. I appreciate you guys. Remember
Who's
to follow us
getting
at-
the international games? Is it the Seahawks?
We hope so. We will see you at the Sad Fan Podcast Network, the Sad Fan Cast, and the Sad Fan 12 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We will see you next week.
Adios.